Welcome to Coffee Tea Me. My name is Michelle, and today I want to talk about zombies. What the heck is up with zombies? Why are we obsessed with zombies? They are in books, movies, games. They have their own freaking emoji. Okay? We are obsessed with zombies. So I started wondering why. Why, Michelle? Why are you so obsessed with zombies? And I answered myself with this: they are captivating. They the images of living and surviving in a post-apocalyptic world, us and our wits and brute strength, and we're out there and we're having to do those things, that appeals to our caveman inside of us. Um, but there's also more. There's more reasons why they appeal to us. One, that blend. It's a blend of horror, and it's like seeing that animal on the side of the highway, and you know it's disgusting, and you know it's gross, but you have to look at it because you got to identify what kind of animal it was at one time. Okay, so it blends the horror of that stuff you don't want to look at, but you're going to look at it because you want to. So it blends that horror with this societal commentary on how we live and what we're doing wrong and all these things. And then under that is an underline, but the most important element of all that makes zombies so captivating: the human psyche. Human psyche. That is why we love zombies. Zombies are symbolic of that deep-seated fear we have of losing our individuality. What makes us us? That zhuzh, the zhuzh that gives us who we are. We're scared of becoming another brick in the wall. Thank you, Pink Floyd. The idea of becoming this brainless, thoughtless follower evokes fear. That fear in us of being lost in a crowd. Have you ever been a child and you've been lost, separated from your parent? You know that fear of you're surrounded by people, but you're alone. It's that fear of just you're in a crowd and nobody gives a fuck who you are. You're just another face in the crowd. That is our deep-seated fear. That is why we fear zombies. That is why they appeal to us. They appeal to our very nature, our human psyche. Our personal thoughts, ideas, opinions, and creativity being absorbed into this goo, into this mass that we have no control over. That is what we fear. We fear not being seen. We fear becoming a part of a zombie horde. And in a zombie movie, literally and figuratively, that is a fear of becoming a zombie. Our personal thoughts, opinions, ideas, creativity can be destroyed by pressure, peer pressure. You remember that peer pressure that our parents told us about? That can destroy who we are. The peer pressure to conform, to become what everybody else is. That is what we're afraid of. We don't want to be like Joe Schmo next door. We don't want to be like Nancy Fancy down the street. No, we don't want to be like them. We want to be us, but better. Our parents warned us, our teachers warned us about peer pressure. We didn't listen. We thought they were full of crap. Y'all are full of crap. There's no way. I'll be fine. But it's real. Even as adults, our parents didn't realize, maybe they did. They change and conform to fit into what their society, what their peer pressure expects them to be. Everyone does. Nobody wants to become a part of the faceless horde. Absolutely nobody does. Now, you can see throughout history where that that fear has been tapped into by people. We shall call them the ne'er-do-wells. The ne'er-do-wells who have learned that they see that. They see that human weakness of wanting to stand out, to not be a part of the crowd. And so propaganda begins. And that propaganda tells them, that news place over there, yeah, they're telling you what to think. When really, in reality, they are also doing the same thing and telling them that you are letting them tell you what to think. This person has, in fact, let this person tell them what to think. And they haven't Now, the only decision they've made is, well, do I want to listen to that or to this? That is the decision they've made. But as far as the free thinking and whatnot, that's not there. That's not happening because they don't want us to be free thinkers. They don't want us because we might realize there's a third and a fourth choice. There's that guy and that woman, and I believe them. There's not this or that. There's the other, and they don't want us to know that there is the other. Being told that we're being manipulated really works on that fear of being controlled, that fear that humans have of powerlessness, of loss of autonomy. It works on that fear, and it works really well. So what happens when someone becomes so afraid and they in a frantic rush, okay, I don't want to let them, manipulate me. So what do? They go the opposite direction, the complete opposite direction, so that they can far remove themselves from the manipulation, be like, haha, I got away. But really, they were manipulated by this person over here to go the way in the direction that they wanted. Much like, it's like in the running of the bulls. The bulls aren't actually chasing the people. The bulls are following them. They're following them through the streets. The bulls are not chasing them. The bulls are terrified. The bulls are following the people. And that is what is happening with people who think they're going in a complete opposite direction. They think they're the ones that are leading the charge. They are not. They are not. They have been corralled. But the bull is not leading the charge. The bull is following. It's following the streets. It's following the people. It's following the horde. There is a genuine fear of perceived manipulation through the media. These fears can actually lead to being manipulated by someone who knows how the mind works, the human psyche. You play on someone's fear, okay? So the fear of being manipulated can actually lead to manipulation. I feel people are overwhelmed with the feeling of being left behind. Those that are feeling that technology is advancing too fast for them. Society moves too fast for them. Societal norms are changing too rapidly. They can't keep up. Names are changing. We call this one day and that another day, and they can't keep up. So you know what? They say, I'm going back. I'm going all the way back, as far back as I can go to 1950, where everything makes sense. It was simple. I understood where I was, where everything was, and that's where I'm going back to. That's why we've seen that. Let's go back to 1950. It was great because it was simpler. It was a simpler time. Things are complicated now, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Complications don't mean bad. Complications mean we're working it out. We're having to catch up with the technology that we've created. This is what we're having to do. As the world has become more homogenized, more in everyone's grasp, I believe that this has led to people feel that they are losing who they are. They are losing their identity. They don't want to become a part of the faceless horde that they see. It's that fear of I can't be a part of this. I won't be a part of this. The fear of becoming indistinguishable from others leads to, I believe, the revulsion and being repulsed by uh, society and new norms and stuff. This is where we get that pushback. It's too overwhelming. It happened too fast, and they refuse to accept that. That is something they cannot go with. The zombie is a powerful metaphor for mindlessness and conformity. For that person that flies on autopilot, that's a zombie. They aren't. They're someone else is driving. They're on a different bus going a different direction. They're not going in that direction, and they feel okay with that because they feel they've broken from that path they were on. But still someone else is driving the bus. They just got on a different bus. The fear of becoming a sheep, a zombie, really resonates with our fear of losing ourselves, of losing our zhuzh, of who we are, our mojo. We don't want to lose that. And for some, that fear is a driving force inside of them that propels them forward to make sure that they keep everything exactly as it was, exactly as it was when they felt the most powerful. As I get older, Of course, you start thinking of age. It's that loss of control. Am I going to be able to, hold my bladder until I get to the toilet? That's a loss of control. And when I am in my 70s and 80s, am I going to know who I am? Am I going to know my own name as I get older? Am I going to have dementia? Am I going to have Alzheimer's? All of these things are loss of control. And as we age, we lose a lot of things. Um, and so that loss of identity and that loss of self really resonates, especially as people age. We feel that. I'm 51 and I feel that. I feel the loss of my strength, endurance, and so I do get scared because I'm not able to protect myself as I was 20 years ago, 10 years ago. So people do things out of fear, and that fear of loss of control is very real in the human psyche, very real in human dynamics, and how we think, how we talk, how we cope, all of these things. So maybe a little bit more patience with those, and to understand that they're coming from a place of fear, and whatever that fear is. And all we can do is try and show them it's not so bad when things change. Change is good. Change is okay. It's sometimes it happens a little fast, but we're going to be all right. So I want to wrap this up by asking you, what are your thoughts on how society influences an individual's identity? What do you think about that? Is this a problem? Is it better? Is it worse? More aware, less aware? What do you think? But I really feel that this um, has a lot to do with our current status as a country here in the United States. It's just change, and change happened fast, and we're all trying to catch up with it. So drink more coffee or tea. Join me on TikTok, 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Bring your drink. We talk about all the things that people say you should not talk about in public. We talk about those. We put our crazy out on display for everybody to see. So join me. My name is Michelle. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, a thoughtful comment. Don't be an asshole. And I'll see you again.